there, it's Grandma Roseanne, and this is the absolutely perfect, amazing day for clam chowder. It's rainy and it's cold outside. I kind of have to qualify that. It's rainy, but it's like 75 degrees outside. But nonetheless, it's dark and it's rainy and it's clam chowder weather. So we're going to make a spectacular clam chowder. Now, to be able to do it with fresh clams is great. It's not affordable for a lot of people. It's really not. And a lot of people aren't in a region where they can actually get good fresh clams. So we're going to be using cans because everybody has access to that. So the first thing I have is I'm starting with some potatoes, and I've cubed them. I left one because I wanted to show you that what you want to do is always have a flat surface. Cutting things that are round, it's a problem. You can get hurt. Now I'm going to cut these into just like little cubes. The important thing is they're all about the same size for cooking. So, just like that. I had a really good clam chowder recipe. Oh, so good. And then I lost it. How do you lose a recipe? It's not like you're going to go out and, well, here, let me take my recipe with me. I have no idea. So it took me a long time to redo this recipe to where it's back to normal. But it's a good recipe, you guys. And this is doing this clam chowder in a very unconventional way. I don't know that you've ever seen this done this way before, but this is the way my old recipe did it. It's so excellent. Because usually you start out on the stove, right? Nope. Everything's going to go in this bowl. We have 1 3/4 pounds of potatoes in there. I just peeled them and diced them. If you want to use the red potatoes and leave the skins on, I think it looks pretty. I really do. I like that look. But this was all I had. Now for the clams, I'm using minced clams with the juice, and I have 2 6.5-ounce cans. Everything's going in. 1 cup of onion, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper. I told you you've never seen a soup done like this. We want to give that a good mix. I get excited when we're making good things. Love this. My nephew is here, and he said, "What's for dinner tonight?" I said, "We're having clam chowder and salad." That's a good dinner. Now you're going to want to either get a Ziploc bag or a very tightly sealed plastic wrap on it, because this is going into our refrigerator for 1 hour. It can be there up to 24 hours, but we're having it for dinner tonight, so for us it's going to be 1 hour. And you don't want everything we have in there for the smell with the clam juice and the onions would not do well in your refrigerator. So we'll be back in 1 hour and we'll make the rest of it. This is such a super simple recipe. All right, so we have taken our mixture out of the refrigerator. It was there for an hour, and I'm going to just put it into a saucepan. And along with that, I have 2 10-ounce cans of whole clams that I have drained. I'm going to set these off to the side, but I reserve the liquid, and this should be about 1 cup of liquid. That's going to go in, along with 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to bring this up to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, we're just going to let it cook until those potatoes are tender. And then we'll go to the next step. Now we know we're ready for the next step when our potatoes are soft. They're cooked. You don't want them to where they've disintegrated on you, but you want them to where they're just tender all the way through. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of roux to this because I want to thicken this up a little bit. I have about 1.5 tablespoons of flour and about another tablespoon and a half of water. And I'm just going to thicken that just a tad. Go a little bit because you can always add more, but can't get it out once it's there. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is add the cream. And I have 1.5 cups of heavy cream and 1/2 cup of whole milk, because I think 2 cups of the heavy cream was just too much. So that will go in. Smells fantastic. Before you get impatient and add the rest of the roux, let it have a little bit of time to thicken up to make sure you're okay. I like chowder that's a thicker chowder, so you know, it depends on what your preference is. If you like it not quite so thick, then skip the roux. This is about the consistency that I like. You see, it's just not watery. It's got some substance to it. And I think for us, I think that that's just about right. So now we're going to add 2 10 ounces of clams that I have drained, because remember we used the liquid in there. Oh, Lord, this looks good. Oh, salivating. All right, we're just going to let these heat through. Now, turn off the heat and add 2 tablespoons of butter. I know we've got a lot going in there already, but it's just going to make it rich and wonderful, and it's not like you're eating it every day. But the reason you want to shut it off is you don't want that butter to break down at all. You want it just to have a time to just very, very slowly incorporate into this beautiful soup that we've made, or chowder. It's really good. I'm excited. Well, we're here for the finished product, and I'm excited to try it. I really am. I love this stuff. But first of all, before I even try it, look at how nice and thick that chowder got. It's beautiful. Alrighty, here we go. Just to be sure, I think I have to take a second bite. Just to be sure. Just for you, not for me. It's exquisite. It is really exquisite. The only thing I would do differently, if I was making it for my grandchildren, I would reduce the pepper. It's spicy. It's not hot for an adult, but the children might be put off. Well, the kids would probably be put off by the clams anyway. But anyway, it's fantastic. So enjoy it, make it, have a wonderful time with it. Those of you that are in the Midwest right now, you have got snow 10 feet high there. We've been watching your weather. Great time for chowder. Great time for chowder there. So enjoy, subscribe. It really helps us if you do. Hit the little like button if you had fun, and come back. Always, just come back. Thank you. Bye. We're going to go have dinner. Bye. Okay. This is really good.